to discuss the nitrogen cycle. Okay, let me check if I can find a better space to write. Okay, यहाँ पे कर लेते हैं nitrogen cycle. Okay, how much nitrogen is present in atmosphere? 78%, but that nitrogen is not in use most of the time, right? So this, okay, 78% of nitrogen is of no use. Even human are taking in it during inhaling or inspiration, but still it's not part of their body, right? Similarly, plants are also taking in, like, cannot take this nitrogen, cannot use up this nitrogen. So there are two ways, two simple ways by which plants can use it, and both ways are basically named similar, which is called as nitrification. So nitrification is done in two ways. One is through lightning. Either the lightning can fix this nitrogen into nitrate, okay, N2 to NO3, okay, and this nitrate ion is taken up by the plant. Or the second thing is there are yes, or nitrogen is also, oh sorry, there are bacteria present in the leguminous roots. I guess we have discussed this. No? Okay. So legumes are like beans, peas. These are like legumes. So they're present in the root of legumes. What do they do? They convert nitrogen into nitrate. Okay? And this nitrate is then taken up by plant in the form of nitrate by active transport and convert these nitrate into chapter number 6, amino acid. Amino acids, and these amino acids make proteins, right? So this is the one method. That first, no, 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 no. Deamination is not here. Wait till here. Okay. So it's taken up by the plant, and plant convert them into protein. Okay. After this, this protein is eaten by animals, right? Like animals eat protein. We eat beans. We eat peas. We need eat the legumes. Okay, we eat the like pulses. Those also have. So animals convert the amino acids into ammonia, which is deamination. That happens in the liver, right? Where the no, 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 animals. Protein is eaten by animal. The plants are eaten by animals. Okay. Now this ammonia can also be converted into nitrate. Okay. Okay. This is the method how like nitrogen is converted into nitrate, taken up by plant, produce ammonia, become part of this. Now, how this nitrate can, like nitrogen, be recycled in the environment? Now, still now we have heard that nitrate is recycled, but how is nitrogen recycled? So there are another type of bacteria, uh, or you can say there is another process called as denitrification. So in denitrification, this nitrate convert back into nitrogen. This process would be known as denitrification. Okay, nitrification, denitrification. Deamination is a separate process. Okay, denitrification means nitrate into nitrogen. Okay, and deamination is the conversion of amino acid into urea or whatever. and that is again taken up by plant, and nitrate are again fixed from ammonia, which is nitrification again. So there are two nitrifications. One is nitrogen fix. The other word for this is nitrogen fixation as well. Here, only here, when nitrates convert back into nitrogen. Okay, there is only one way to convert nitrate into nitrogen. That is denitrification. The other methods are there to convert nitrogen into different forms like ammonia, nitrate. Okay. Yes, nitrogen to nitrate. Okay. Okay, let's start then. So the question number one is really uncommon. One and two, these are really uncommon nowadays. But let's discuss it. Oh, I asked you in the start, are there only 13 questions? Okay, send me 20 after 21. Because these were like the older one, the 2018. I want the recent ones. But we can discuss it. We will only discuss it. We'll not go into the detail. Hmm. Okay, shall we start? Okay. Okay. Let's move to this question which we were discussing. Where is the question? Okay. So how many producers are there? How many consumers are there? How many herbivores, carnivores, and food chain? Okay. So there is only one producer. How many consumers are there? There are so many consumers. Count them. There are six consumers. One, two, three, four, five, six. How many carnivores? One, two, and three. Which eat animals. Plants, yes. So carnivores are three. How many herbivores are there? Three, which are directly feeding on plant. These are herbivores. Eat other animals. Yes, small fishes and kingfisher. Hmm. We can easily get it from the food chain. Those who are directly eating plant are herbivores. Those who are eating those herbivores are carnivores. Hmm. Okay, how many food chains are there? One food chain starts with tadpole, plant and then tadpole. Second food chain, plant and water beetle. Third food chain, plant and snail. So there are three food chains. Draw a labeled diagram of biomass for one food chain from the web. Choose an okay. Yes. Tadpole, water beetle and snail. The carnivores three, small fish, frog and kingfisher. Okay. Select any one food chain. Let's select one food chain. Which food chain do you want to select? Okay. Yes. Let's choose this. Okay. Let's make a biomass diagram for this one. Which would be more and which would be less? Water plant would be more. Wait, we have to start from the primary level. Producer, primary consumer, secondary consumer, and tertiary consumer. Okay? Kingfisher would be like the single one, feeding on small fishes. Okay, then hmm, tadpoles. How many tadpoles would be there? More or less? Okay, let's make less. Okay, then fish. Okay, okay. Or you can also name that like this one is water plant, this one is tadpole, small fish, kingfisher. Okay, you can also name them. Next one is the pond may get polluted by fertilizers. How the pollution might affect the population of frogs in the pond. Okay, it's referring to direct, you can say fertilizers. Whenever there is a word of fertilizers, okay, you need to jump to the topic eutrophication. Okay, fertilizer is directly like this topic is linked to eutrophication. Okay, so number one, the nutrients increases in or the nitrogen increases in the pond, due to which nitrogen basically it's like there are more nutrients, let's say. Okay, that would increase the algal growth. We called it algal bloom. Algal bloom means there is extensive growth of algae. Yes, due to more algal bloom, or you can say more production of plants or more growth of plants, what would happen? There would be less, okay, less oxygen available, Moreover, the decomposers also increases, which makes or which consume oxygen and makes carbon dioxide. So lesser oxygen is available to the tadpoles, because tadpoles, they they need water for, like, frog need water for fertilization. This is one point. Frog need water for fertilization. So if their babies are not surviving in water, definitely the population would decrease. Okay, the population would decrease. Or the other way, in the other way, you can also say that if there is more growth, maybe there would be more food for frogs. They would, like, they can grow more. There can be another way of writing this answer as well. You can write in either way, whether it is beneficial or not, whether the population will increase or decrease. I am focusing on decrease because later on you have to tell about the decrease as well. So the most questions include the decreasing part, not the increasing part. Okay. Now here we have a power station which burns coal, okay, and it has some effect, harmful effect on the environment. Okay, describe and explain the possible harmful effects of human activity on the environment by each of the location. Okay, let's say we have agricultural lands, we have power station, and we have town. Okay, what are the harmful effects of human activity? Hmm. 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 So it directly produces carbon dioxide, which is a greenhouse gas, leads to global warming, right? Okay. Then what else can be there? Okay. Hmm. Okay. I'm telling you. First of all, let's talk about the first one. The very first one is the agricultural land. So in agricultural land, we use pesticides, we use insecticides, we use fertilizers. Okay. So just now we have discussed that fertilizers, when they get washed off in the lake or in the sea or in the ocean, they cause the algal bloom, which is eutrophication, and there would be more growth of organisms. Ultimately, the land would be, or the aquatic body would be, like, suffer. There would be more decomposer, less oxygen available. So many things can be written. Okay. Then there is a power station. Power station is consuming coal. Coal produce the burning of coal would produce carbon dioxide, which is a greenhouse gas, leads to global warming. Okay. Okay. Let's move to town. Okay, this coal also, or the fuel that we are using, they may contain. Let's move to town. Okay, in town we have vehicles. Vehicles burn what? Fossil fuel. Okay, fossil fuel can produce carbon dioxide. Fossil fuel can produce sulfur dioxide. Fossil fuel can produce nitrogen dioxide. So these can contribute to acid rain. So this is how you write the harmful effects for each. Okay, the agricultural land and the power station, I guess is, I've given both. Okay. Next one. Suggest ways in which people in the town could make changes to their activities in order to reduce the harmful effect. No, no, no. They're talking about the general activity. General. Hmm. Okay, wait. Now it's done. Okay, yes, we can. Hmm, hmm, hmm. Yes, but that is not related to pesticide. Hmm. With renewable energy resource now. With renewable energy resource, let's just rephrase, like put it in one word. Instead of using fossil fuel, they can switch to renewable energy resource. The second thing we were talking about is the catalytic converter. That was a topic of chemistry as well, right? Okay, then there is a 3R rule: reduce, reuse, recycle. Less use of plastics. I guess four are enough. Or if you want to write more, we can give more ideas. 3R's is reuse, reduce, recycle. Okay, next question. Explain how the energy from sun can eventually be used as active transport for the alimentary canal. Let's start from sun and then move to the digestive system. Okay? Okay? Okay. Yes, yes, yes. How the energy is transferred to us and that energy is used for active transport. Okay. Sunlight is absorbed by plants for photosynthesis. What is produced as photosynthesis? Produces glucose, but store glucose and store it as starch. Glycogen is stored by animals, not by plants. Okay, starch. Starch is eaten by starch is eaten up. Let's say, let's give a general term by animals. You can write humans as well. You can write animals as well. Okay, whoever eat it, animals. Okay. After starch is eaten, starch is digested. Digested means broken down. Broken down into what? Into glucose. Into glucose by what? By which enzyme? Amylase. Okay. Then the next point would be this glucose is absorbed in the blood by villi. Is it so? Villi. And now it goes to your cells and helps in aerobic respiration, right? Produces energy for active transport. Okay? Which is here is written, which is used over here, which then absorb nutrients from lower concentration to higher concentration, right? This is active transport. Done. Okay. So the next question is, solar energy is increasingly being used to replace fossil fuel. Okay, we know it very well nowadays. It's quite in use. Explain the disadvantages of continuing to use fossil fuel. Like, disadvantages of using fossil fuel. So focus on fossil fuel. Now fossil fuel releases three things that we have already discussed: carbon dioxide, sulfur oxides, and nitrogen oxides. Okay, how would you explain this? Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Yes. So these two contribute to acid rain. So it's a greenhouse gas. Okay. They are not non-renewable. Good. Okay.